Business is approval of minutes. When committee members have had a chance to review, I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Item number 1 under new business is approval of a professional services agreement with Garner & Associate Engineering for the Sokol Park North Lighting Project. Total is $30,000. Zach, welcome.
Good afternoon, council.
Good afternoon.
Yep, so this is for the professional services agreement. We got a map up there showing the area that we're gonna get them to design lighting for. This will take you from Watermelon Road to the new roundabout. The new roundabout's not shown on there yet, but since it was just constructed. And they're also gonna include, designing the fiber conduits to add cameras. That's good.
So do we know or have an idea, will this 30,000 tell us what to expect?
It will, because they'll determine how many lights and what type of lights, and they'll provide a cost estimate and all that before we bid the project.
I have gotten so much positive feedback about the work that's been done up there, and I'm sure other council people have and the mayor has, so I'm appreciative of all the work y'all have done on that and look forward to figuring out what we got to do to make sure it's safe and well lit. Any other questions from committee members?
No, sir. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 1 is approved. Item number 2 is approval of a minor public works contract with Central Alabama Asphalt for the Birchwood Avenue pavement repair project. The total is $44,835. Zach?
Yeah, so this is a minor public works contract with Central Alabama Asphalt. This is for repairs on Birchwood that was recently resurfaced. After it was resurfaced, there was significant damage to the road that it appears to be from the subgrade. We actually had TTO come out and do an investigation. Mm-hmm. So it's not a problem with the asphalt that was put down. It was the subgrade is either weak or there was not really any base under the road. So they'll actually go in, saw cut out everything that was bad, put in a good base material, and then
Build it up.
patch over it.
Yeah.
Where's Birchwood?
Woodland Forest. It was almost immediately.
Yeah,
You could tell it was damaged, really
Really?
bad.
Well,
Really
do
bad.
they not assess the subsurface before applying the new pavement?
we couldn't afford, if we did that, that would be super expensive over every road. This is one road out of however many roads we've done in the past. When I talked to our inspector, who was here for 25 years, he said this has happened maybe 4 or 5 times that he can ever remember. So it's not a normal occurrence. But it's definitely something we resurface in this area in the future, we're gonna verify.
And you may have more problems in Woodland Forest.
Yes, and so we're aware of that area now as being a problem when we resurface.
Why might we?
It's sandy. Some of the homes have had to come in and spend a lot of money on the foundation because of the sand underneath it. And I presume if it's under the homes, it's gonna be under the roads.
Amazing.
Any more questions? Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 2 is approved. Item number 3 is authorization to amend task order directive number 2 with barge design for the Snow Hinton Park project. The total is $77,600. Eric, welcome.
Thank you, Counselor. So this is an amendment to task order number 2. We've gone back, had to do some reworking of the design. This is going to cover their fees as well as their subs, the electrical engineer and the landscape architect. And this goes along with the next item on the list also.
So, Eric, based on our expectation of this, talk a little bit about what's changed.
Right.
So we've gone back, we've seen in some of the parks that we have currently that, over the years, the use is going to change a little bit. If you look at what we have in Government Plaza, 15 years ago, we had a different concept in our minds that, how that park would operate. Now you have Live at the Plaza, you have DGAP or
Ice
TCAP is
skating.
coming, ice skating.
Christmas trees.
Multiple other things. So we went back, we've added some electrical, some things that will help, promote the park in the future.
Good.
Preparing for another day.
Absolutely.
Is this related to the Kentucky thing?
I mean, it's going to help them.
It synergizes with it?
But this is, it does.
We needed to do this anyway, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, this is going to help with marketability for Kay and her group to get a lot more acts out there that maybe haven't looked at Snowhead before.
So moved.
Second.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Just out of curiosity, so there are gonna be a lot more electric outlets in the area, or just a few? Or-
So I mean, there's going to be 10 to 15
Okay.
for, just that you could go plug something into.
Cause I know
We're
that was
also
an
looking
issue
at-
with Kentucky.
We're also looking at adding some plugs for food trucks and some other things.
Yeah.
So, if you look at live on the plaza during the summer, we have food trucks lined up up and down 6th Street. This would help them not have to run generators as much.
So we've got a motion.
Got a
and
motion second on the table. Is there any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item number 3 is approved. Item number 4 is change order number 1 with John Plott Company for the Snow Hinton Park project. The total is $510,584.37, which is a deductive change. But Eric, if you could help me out a little bit in the committee, remind me when we went through this, what we initially approved, and then I know there were several alternatives, and in value engineering, we wanted to come back because we felt like the project would end up being less
Absolutely.
than what we had agreed upon. And I know the council did that, and I appreciate you working on that, so go talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So when we went to bid, we accepted all 6 of the alternates. We're only actually going to take 2 of those. We're going to value engineer out 4 of them. The 2 that we're going to keep are going to be the northern gateway and the southern gateway, the ones on the corner of McFarland Boulevard, the one at Hargrove and McFarland, and then also the other ones at Northington right across the street from Chick-fil-A. The 4 that we're going to kick or that we're going to reject or just, I guess, value engineer out are, we had pavers,
What are paid
the brick pavers.
for what?
Brick paver, the bricks that go in the sidewalk. Instead of that, we're gonna go with stamped concrete. We've seen it, it looks great at the Western Riverwalk, a couple other places also.
It looks good.
So those were 3 of the alternates. The big one though is gonna be the maintenance shed. That was $429,000, and so we're gonna make do without that. And so there were some other smaller things that were related to that, concrete path going to the shed, some things in the irrigation. But we're expecting to come back at the end of the project as well,
Potentially some
With
more
more?
savings.
hopefully with some more
Potentially.
savings.
But
Motion.
That's a good
Second.
savings. All in, motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 4 is approved. Item number 5 is approval. Minor Public Works contract with IATSE Local 78 for Mercedes-Benz amp stage curtain installation. The total is to not exceed $7,568.80. Ms. Kay, welcome.
Hi, how are y'all doing
Is
this
that
afternoon?
IATSE? Is that
IATSE. Look at you.
It's
So exciting.
It could be
You
not
got it,
IATSE, but
Yes, yes. So, good
Didn't we have that
afternoon.
discussion the other day?
This
think
is
we did.
for the Mercedes-Benz Amphitheater stage curtain install, authorization to enter a minor public works contract with the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, better known as IATSE, Local 78, and the amount not to exceed $7,568.80. Funding for this is actually being paid by insurance because this curtain came down during a storm, and so we're having to replace it, and so this is for the labor to install the curtain.
Questions for Ms. Kay? I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
second?
Moved and seconded, all in favor say aye. Item number 5 is,
Okay, we contract directly with the union when it says local 78, is that?
Yes,
Really?
yes, sir. They do a great job for us. They've been doing it since we opened the amphitheater.
Didn't learn, thanks. So, it's passed.
we passed.
Hey, Kay got the blue memo.
Blue and black, all good.
Item number 6 is authorization of permissive use agreement with Party Down,
Yes.
DBA Casual Class Bar Services. Okay, we look forward to hearing about this.
Well, thank you. So this is a request that the mayor is authorized to execute a 3-year permissive use agreement with Party Down, which is LLC, which is DBA Casual Class Bar Services, to set out beverage prices and other terms and considerations at the Tuscaloosa River Market. So we've been with them for the past 3 years. Their contract's coming to an end in March, and we'd like to have another 3-year contract with them. They do a great job for us. and they realize what our expectations are at the River Market.
What's a permissive use agreement?
A permissive use agreement is typically how we do, we've had Volksfest, Druid City Arts Festival. It is when we allow someone to use our property to hold an event and serve alcohol. It has all the insurance requirements and things like that. This is our preferred alcohol vendor, sorry. And so this would be the permissive use agreement that hires them as the preferred alcohol vendor for these services for that specific city location. They have insurance requirements and other types of things.
Okay, and when we say set out beverage prices and other terms,
So we
what
work.
is setting out prices?
So we work with them to make sure that they're not overpricing, you know, the drinks that they serve at the River Market. So we work with them on that. And they know our expectations. I mean, what they're required to do as far as setting out the rules, you know, you have to be the right age, you know, to be able to get a drink served, how many drinks they serve them. I mean, they really understand what we expect at the River Market.
And so is this for events that they're having and we're allowing them to use, or is this events we're having and entering into an agreement for them to set out the prices and I assume serve the alcohol?
Sort of. So the events that are held at the River Market, say if you come in and you wanted
So
to have.
say you had dwarf wrestling.
Yes, you have dwarf wrestling, and they want to have, they want to sell alcohol. So we say our preferred vendor is Casual Class, and that's who you use, because that's who
Okay.
we're under contract with. So they come in, they set up the bar, and they serve the alcohol.
Okay.
And one of the big benefits we have of that is the alcohol vendor is beholden to you. You can pull their contract. They're not beholden to the event booker.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and they realize our expectations.
A motion.
Second.
Moving seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
All right. Are we gonna talk about dwarf wrestling here today?
No, we're not.
Item number 7, approval of change order to professional services agreement with City View. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
This is a professional services effort with CityView Harris Computing. We want to be able to integrate CityView with our Active Directory system. That allows us to create more secure passwords and also allows us to integrate with our dual factor authentication.
And what is City View?
CityView is going to be our permitting and planning platform, the software that we can issue permits through.
So give me an example.
A building permit, so someone can go online and apply for a building permit using this software.
Using City View as the platform they go in and do that through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we'll have
Connects with us.
that's right.
Yeah,
We'll have a
connects with
portal on our website that folks can use. They can get a permit without ever having to come downtown. So,
Will they be able to buy business licenses? Is that right?
yes, sir. Eventually, that'll be a phase 2 part. Yeah.
So what, this change includes the integration with Active Directory. What's Active Directory? This is my day for not knowing anything.
So Active Directory is the system we use to issue passwords and security clearance, basically, for
To
all of our users.
employees or users of these services?
So right now, it's for employees, members of the council use it. Every time you log into your email or in your laptop or in your computer, you're utilizing Active Directory.
Active Directory.
That's how we provide you with your username and your password. Members of the public will be able to use it as well when we go live with CityView. This will help us control the passwords, the strength of the passwords, dual factor authentication. So
And how much is this gonna cost us?
it's $5,850.
And
We
this-
do have that amount budgeted
That's that
in the original.
17525 account is
Yes, sir.
y'all's.
So moved.
Second.
Moving seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 7 is approved. Item number 8 is the University of Alabama, City of Tuscaloosa University Boulevard Partnership. Welcome. Tim Leopard's here with us and Brendan. Thank y'all for being here to update us.
Thank y'all.
Good afternoon. This, Chairperson Crowe, kind of following up on our discussion, what we wanted to do just to kind of highlight the partnership between the university and the city on these strip projects. I want to just do a brief refresh. You know, we went through a laundry list of kind of policy-centric items at no cost. So think about the elimination of dual occupancy, truth in advertising for related applications, particularly centric to alcohol uses, the review of expansion of existing alcohol licensed establishments. Remember, if they want to expand, they have to come back before this body. The towing ordinance on private property, which was extremely successful in the fall, particularly in the campus area. And also, too, just the public safety kind of review meeting that we've implemented for on-premise alcohol licenses. That was more of kind of your policy, kind of what I think of as the free updates we could do, right? This topic today is centric to that, about $135,000 for improvements that we did prior to last game season. And Tim has some spectacular images of some before and after where you'll see some really good progress. Of more of the physical improvements. This is not necessarily anything to do with TPD and operational elements, but this is physical modifications just on the strip to help reinforce either those policies we put in place or operations from TPD and or UAPD and TFR. So I'm gonna turn it over to Tim. We'll answer some questions if you need to and just do a little before and after.
Thank you, Brendan, and I appreciate the council and the mayor's support of this project and also the input of staff who helped us prioritize and identify all of these items. So this reflects the comprehensive investment by both the university and the city. One is the establishment of moving TPD game day safety command post over to Publix to get it into a more central and accessible spot. Work with Chief on that and believe we're going to go forward with using that again this coming season. We incorporated that right away for officer parking, and they sit the RV right up there in the lower right-hand corner. So they've got great visibility and awareness of what's going on at the strip. Another one is the university has invested in a PA system, expanding our campus PA. We did phase 1 last year prior to the season. We're doing phase 2 this season. That will expand the coverage and the legibility. There's so much ambient noise down there during events that you really have to kind of over broadcast to get good sound quality. So we'll be doing that phase this summer. But so far, that's worked out very well. And tomorrow you should be able to hear that if you're on campus. That will activate as part of our first Wednesday of the month. You'll hear it down there. Another one is the police substation. Again, a partnership between UAPD and TPD. Gives them a break area, location to do whatever they need to do with individuals. And also it's a great place for people to go if they have an issue or just general campus or City of Tuscaloosa information. Interior shots. Another one is a joint project with the university and city that we did last year as part of the City of Tuscaloosa water project. We bid in university work, and the university paid for that. We upgraded the lighting along Campus Drive and 4th Street as part of that project. Then we installed traffic calming devices, permanent, back around Grace and Reed Street. Again, the city staff went out with UA, and we identified the best locations and then pinned those down. Those are installed. And then the chief uses on events the mobile application as they need. And they move those around some during the course of the event, but they've got those where they can get to them.
We have those warehouse someplace, or they stored?
They're stored
at the university.
At the precinct, so they're drugged right out of the precinct and applied.
And this is all the city lighting and UA lighting in the area, and we've actually put a UA team that assesses this a couple of different times a year to make sure the lights are burning, and if we notice some are out, obviously turn in a 311. And then the blue zones are areas that we're looking at potentially adding some additional lighting in those areas. And we'd like to get that done probably before next fall, potentially. Sidewalk repairs, there's a lot of people on the strip on game day. It's hard to see what's at your feet. This is also an ADA issue, so we address this a couple different ways. One, we did some slab jacking, where you actually take the concrete sidewalk and put foam under it and raise it up. We did some grinding, and then we just did some general replacement. You can see that some of those were 2 to 3 inches, which represent a pretty substantial trip hazard. And with pavers, you're going to be dealing with that often. So, but we were able to economically do that without replacing everything.
I think what we're looking at right now is the corner at Whataburger at Campus Drive and University Boulevard. I think that's is it?
Yes. Sorry.
I just wanted, there was one traffic cross. Is Mike in here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's one traffic crossing signal there, which is, you know, I dealt with a lot of observations from a publication out there, and the only one that I could find, there was one traffic crossing light that was too high because the grade dropped off too quickly. Is it still too high, or is it corrected? And who?
Selvin's not here. My understanding was Selvin's gonna look at rotating that button on the post so that it was
Okay.
an area that was not on the drop off.
Or if it comes back and says, no, this meets the ADA requirement, that's okay too, but I don't, as a layman, I don't know what it is, but there was a common sense level of questioning for, all right, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I think that one right there is next to CVS, right across from Houndstooth. So that would be
Okay.
Gray Street right there. And then this one, I believe, is the one you're
I
talking
think that's the
about.
one there at the Whataburger.
It's either that one or the Publix.
Yeah.
This is an example of, you know, there's so much pedestrian traffic down there. It's so busy. The landscaping had just gotten beaten down. There was about a 3 to 4 inch trip hazard there. So we just cleared that out and installed pavers there, which made it a much wider and accessible pathway. Same thing over in front of Houndstooth within the right of way. But you can see where they had what we'll call a cow trail, where people were walking in the grass, but we just infilled that with pavers. Again, we raised those pavers up right there. Just more examples. Cut out the tree grates to allow the trees to grow appropriately. Lost a tree, and then we worked with Richard and legal to come up with new signage, and we replaced the old signage that was at the strip and the parking signage, which also reflects the new approach to how we're doing no parking in front of the substation and those businesses right there on the south side of University. Replace trash cans. And the university has installed gates on all of our parking lots in the area, and we gated off the Publix lot. Oh, sorry, Brendan.
Back up one, Tim.
Yeah.
What is it we're talking about there? Okay.
Yeah.
Swinging close, so on a Thursday night, Tim, I don't know the exact time, I'm gonna say 9-ish, 8:30-ish, this will close and do a route down to the other entrance if you wanna go into Publix for shopping.
Okay.
It's been a great improvement. I think it's probably one of the best improvements out of this group that you've seen, is ability to control vehicles and traffic in the area on key weekends and key days.
And does that
Parking.
swing out from the right side here also?
Yeah, it does.
Maybe
And
it-
closes back behind the curb line so vehicles won't hit it. Of course, a delivery truck did hit it within a week or two.
That was my question.
Or a drunk, you know, that's where we had that guy clean that clock of that little golf cart full of people.
Yeah.
Right there, zipping through there.
And I think one of the most important points that Tim mentioned is that a lot of these improvements were to help more easily funnel pedestrians. And obviously, that works fantastic on a regular campus day, but for larger weekends, provides a little bit more ability for crowd control, vehicle control. You start marrying that with the other policies that we've discussed, very effective tools for both TPD, UAPD, and Tuscaloosa Fire Rescue. And we're making some minor tweaks for probably the spring and fall coming up as well, just kind of learning off of best practices. So, and just, I think an important item, total number, 134,428, so just under 135. Tim's group did an amazing job.
He's gonna buy the council university club memberships with that leftover money.
We'll route that through accounting and finance, right?
And legal probably.
I'll say,
And legal.
the ethics commission, please.
Hey, Tim, thank you, and Brendan, to the staff too, thank y'all for coming today to talk about this, because I do think as much criticism as we all get sometimes for not working together really well, I think this is a very good example of
I
how
do.
the cooperation between the university and the city is crucial for positive things in that area to happen. And I think that this is a great example of how we've worked well together, and some of the objectives of more pedestrian-friendly things and maybe dealing with some of the other issues we've had on the Strip. It seems to, in my opinion, had a very positive effect, and I'm grateful for y'all being here today to talk about it.
Mr. Meggs is not here, but his team, Selvin, and then Eric's, as far as their crews, and making sure it's clean, which helps obviously from a
Big
visibility
deal.
standpoint, but also helps from public safety, which is a lot of feedback that we've received. That is something we put in place. I know we discussed that in a previous meeting. So I think it's a really multi-pronged strategic approach to make sure it's the best possible experience from cleanliness, safety, day-to-day, and then also preparing for events. Our teams meet roughly every 3 weeks on security planning still, and that will continue on. That's no modifications or changes, so that way we can address things as they come up and prepare for another busy game season in a few months.
Great
If
report.
you grew up on the Strip like I did, it is night and day in terms of
Thank you for your
the
support
eye
of it.
appeal and safety. So, thank y'all.
Keep posted.
Thank y'all for being here.
Thanks for scheduling that.
I didn't know you were
Any,
homeless.
Any other,
No, I lived in College Park.
any other
Had to walk to-
items to be brought before our committee today? Our next Public Projects Committee meeting will be 2 weeks from today on the 19th of March. If there are no other items to be brought before this committee, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All in